Hello and welcome back to another LeetCode JavaScript video. In this video, we will be talking about the solution to LeetCode number 2, add two numbers. In this problem, you are given two non-empty linked lists representing two non-negative integers. So we're guaranteed that we will be adding numbers. The digits are stored in reverse order. Each node contains a single digit, and two numbers return the sum of the linked list. Add the two numbers together to get z. Okay. In this pictorial example, we have x is equal to 342. 342. Y is equal to 465. And the sum is equal to 807. So the idea is pretty simple. You have to be able to loop over both linked lists, add them together into another linked list, and just like in basic arithmetic, you want to keep track of the carries. So any time you're adding any two numbers, if the sum is larger than 9, so if it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 would be the largest, so the carry is always 1. You, in this case, add a carry of 1, and in place of the 10, you just have your single digit of 0. And this 1 gets added to 1 plus 2 plus 5 to get 1 plus 3 plus 4 to get 8. So L1 represents our first number. So to make things simple, I'm just going to rename it as X. And the second L2, linked list number 2, as Y. And recall we need to add these together into a new linked list. Now, before I instantiate Z, I'm going to first instantiate the result. I'm going to get back to that in 1 second, and I'm going to return the result dot next. And the result here is just really the head. So I'm going to rename it to head, meaning the head of the return linked list. The reason why I'm going to call it head is because I'm going to instantiate it with an initial value of 0. It can be anything. But the point is, when we build out this linked list Z, we're going to be traversing list node dot next, and in this implementation of a singly linked list, there is no attribute that keeps track of the head. So that is why we're going to keep, so we're going to have two variables here that really represent the same thing, but in order to return the result, the answer, we're going to need to keep track of head and then head.next. So we're never actually going to use this 0, just the next value would be whatever is x1, x at index at index 1 and y at index 1, so the next one would be a new list node, x1 plus xy, and plus the carry. So that is some in-place pseudocode. Y1. Okay, so we want to loop over x and y. Now, thing is, x and y may not be the same length. Okay, so our loop condition is to loop while x or y is defined. You can see here that if it's defined, then it will return x dot value will return the value. If it's not defined, then it's 0. I don't think that really matters here in this problem. Let's see. So we need to keep track of a carry, but the idea is we want to set z equal to the column sum of x and y. So let's instantiate a column sum to be 0. Okay, and if x, so in the case x, we're still traversing the x linked list, then we can add the value of x to the column sum. Same thing if y, then we're going to add y to the column sum. Lastly, we're going to have to account for the carry. So I'm going to instantiate the carry outside of the loop. Now recall the carry is either 0 or 1. Maximum would be at 9 plus 9, 18. So the tens column will never be a 20, for example. So the carry is either 0 or 1. So we want to add the carry to this column sum. So in the example of 9 plus 9, the carry is 1. And then we have in the ones column an 8. So 10 plus 8. And how we're going to do that is using modulo arithmetic, represented by the percentage operator. So if the column sum is greater than 9, then we can set column sum equal to column sum modulo 10. So if it's 18, modulo 10 will return 8. The carry then, in that case, we want to set it to 1 for the next loop iteration. Okay, what's next? So we want to start building out our addition linked list, z. So we're going to set z.next is equal to new list node column sum. And just like how we're traversing x and y, we need to move on. So we also need to set z equal to z dot next to move the pointer forward. Okay, now lastly here, we're just about done, but I want to show you an example where a number graduates to a higher degree. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have x equal to 50 plus 50. Our current algorithm will traverse from 0 to 5 in linked list 1 and 0 to 5 in linked list 2. Now, it will do this one more time because so long as 5 existed, y will traverse to a null reference point. Same thing with x here. But in the arithmetic for this, there will be a carry of 1. So we need to account for this carry after the loop. So at the very end, after we loop, if there was a carry at the end of the linked list, then we want to return, we actually want to build out another node. So z.next equals new list node, and we just want to add this carry of 1. So you see 50 will be 5 plus 5 is 10 is 0. So we don't want our linked list 2 just be 0, 0. We do need to add another 1. We need to add the carry to the hundreds column. Carry to the hundreds column, which is basically the end of the linked list. With that comes the end of the video. So I'm going to run program. Now there's some stack overflowing issues. Reason being, this while loop is running infinitely. We do need to set y to be the next value, so move the pointers up, and yeah, that's the answer. So here we need to set carry back to 0 every time, otherwise it's always going to be 1. Okay, so looks like there's some more debugging to do. Passes some test cases. Z equals 0 next. Count for the x value, y value, and carry. Column sum. Modulo carry. So I don't think I need to set carry equal to 0 here. I should probably do that. In this if block right here. Otherwise, it's always going to set it to 0 after this if statement runs. That right there is the answer. So yeah, it's tricky because there's a lot of cases that you need to consider, right? The union of the linked list x and y traversing both linked lists, or one if the other ends, accounting for the carry, and keeping track of the head as well as the tail of the linked list. So really touching upon all aspects of the linked list. That's LeetCode add two numbers. Thank you.